Alright, so this afternoon I am just sitting down in the shade. It's pretty hot out here today, and we are moving limbs that we had from when we pruned our fruit trees and things like that into a pile of old hay that my husband is going to burn in our pasture, which I'm really nervous about. He likes to burn things, and I do not like big fires like that, because at Thanksgiving time he was out there in our other pasture and he was raking up old limbs and stuff, and he decided to set them on fire right by our hay, and it set some of our bales on fire, and we actually had to call the fire department. So it was really crazy, and it burned some of our hay up. And so I'm really a little bit cautious of big fires, especially when there's not snow on the ground, because they can spread, especially with hay, right? So there's Nibbles right behind me. Hey, Nibbles. I heard him breathing. Hey, Nibs. It's hot out here. All the goats are under the shade tree too. So it's hot. It's hot out here. But so that's what we're doing. So I'm just gonna give you guys a farm update of what we've been doing around here. So yesterday we had to move all of the old attachments to the tractors off of this pasture to the back, because we're going to reseed this year. So there was like 11 or 12 pieces of old attachments that that was sitting there for probably 8 to 9 years. So it was really stuck in the ground. They were older, and we had to use our one tractor, which is right up there, the little blue one. That was our oldest tractor that we have. So it came with, we got it with this farm, so which was pretty cool. But so, and that was it's a little bit more dangerous tractor than the red one and then our big orange one, because it's the oldest and it's the smallest. So it was pretty hard to move those pieces, dangerous. So we had to really you can't be fast and things like that. So I don't really like doing that stuff, but it's okay. We did it. And I did get chiggers from it though. So I found a couple chiggers this morning and some bug bites on me. So did my husband. He said that he had felt some things biting him too. So, and he picked up a piece of this metal, and it was covered in fire ants, and they were everywhere, and they were starting to bite him on his leg and stuff like that. So it was really crazy. So I don't know, but there's bugs, you never know what those things have been sitting there for so long. So, but anyway, so we did that. So we hooked up all those pieces, we moved them to the back. It took a couple hours, but now the reason that we did that was because this year, this is our one big pasture. That goat's hot too. All the goats are hot. Everybody's panting. Everybody's hot, not doing much today. But yeah, so the reason that we did that, and we're burning up this old hay and stuff and disking, we're going to disc the field, replant it. We fertilized it yesterday. So on another one of my videos, we were doing the same thing to another piece of ground that we got to rent this year. So we really feel blessed about that. Now today and tomorrow we're going to be doing our own pasture. So we're so grateful that we get that other piece of land, because now we can take our goats and our cows over there while we reseed our own pasture, which we have always wanted to do ever since we really moved here. So we're really excited to finally be able to do that, because you have to get the animals off of the ground, of course, before you can reseed it so it will grow without them eating it. So we're really excited about that today, and for this year. So, and then the reason that we rented this other piece of ground was our old ground that we used to take our cows to. We lost. We couldn't use it anymore. So, it was kind of a surprise when we found out that we could not have that land anymore for our cows. And we had, we were up to 9 cows, and we thought that was the path that God wanted us to be on. I had prayed a long time, for a lot of years, for having a lot of cows and using those, and our goats and stuff that we had on those other videos. that we were trying to use as an outreach to spread God's word and stuff. But then it kind of got to be too big, and it got to be too much. And through a lot of praying, a lot of Bible reading, a lot of Bible studying, and then the land not working out again this year, I felt that God was just pointing us into a different direction. He was telling me that we didn't have to be big. We didn't have to have a lot of animals. We didn't have to have a lot of ground. I mean, it says it in the Bible multiple times, you don't need to collect tons of stuff on the earth, not earthly goods. We need to be looking at things through God's vision, which is eternity, people helping people, and we can help people with just a small amount of animals, and to keep things on your own land that you own. So, you can't really have your business or have whatever you're doing, you can't be relying on other people either. So we had been relying on the other people for that other land, and then it turned out not to work out. So it was not really a surprising, a little bit disappointing, but not really surprising when it happened. So we had to sell some of our cows and some of our goats a couple weekends ago, which it was hard, it was sad. We went through that time where, didn't want to do it, but we knew that we were being pushed in that direction for like I said a little bit ago, for a numerous amount of reasons that we had to do that. So, that now that part's done, we got the animals sold, and then, God, He plans things out. He has a hand in this always. He already knows, of course, what's going to be in the future. We don't, and we're not supposed to. We just trust in Him, and which I do. I put all my trust in Him, and I know that His way is better, and His ideas and His plans are better than my plans. So I am looking forward to seeing what He has in store for us. But what happened was that after we sold those animals, we didn't know about this other land that we were going to be able to rent. We had no idea. So just pretty much about, that's Nibbles. He's so cute. Just pretty much like a day or two after we sold the animals, we were trying to figure out, well, we were able to keep some of the goats, as you saw a couple minutes ago, and our Nibbles, and then we were able to keep our Buttercup, which is our milk cow, and then one of the Angus, which was our original one, Clarabelle. And then they both have babies with them still, but those babies, we will either sell them, or it just depends on, how quickly God wants us to have more land. But we will sell the babies every year until we're able to get, have enough room for everything. But anyway, so just a couple days after that, then that guy who owns that land had contacted my husband and said, that asked us if we wanted to rent it, because we had cut the hay for him last year to help him out because he lives in town, and so he needed somebody to cut his hay. So we cut it last year for him to be helpful, and then he let us have the hay. And so this year he says, hey, why would you guys just like to rent it for the whole year? You may cut the hay, of course, have the hay, of course. You do with it as you wish. And then also behind the hay ground on that land is some pasture ground. So then, yes, he said, of course, you guys can fence that off and bring your animals there. So it worked out, almost immediately, because a couple days time that he said that. So then we were able to keep those goats, a couple cows. And then in turn, now that we can move them there, we can reseed our own pasture, which is on our land, right by our farm, right by our house. So, and then last year we reseeded what was behind us. So now we're going to be able to and then we're going to do the fencing a little bit different in this big pasture. So I'll show you what it looks like. So it kind of, goes all the way down there to the fence, and that's where the goats right now eat their hay. But it's all the way up the hill, and it's all the way over there to right, and then our other orchard's right on the other side of this pasture. So, and then this is where the blue barn is, and then the woods, that's where the pigs are, right behind the blue barn, and the cows right now are in those woods, and then that's where our cooler, our greenhouse, and then the rest of our property is that way. So Like I said, we're so blessed to be able to do that. So now what we get to do, going to be able to reseed this now that the animals will be off of it, and then we're going to redo the fencing in here to where it separates it into about 2 or 3 different pastures. So now, then when all this is grown up and what's behind the house is grown up, we're going to have about 3 to 4 different pastures to rotate grazing for our cows and goats on our own, without relying on other people, building our business and our farm and our outreach for God on our own land. So, and that is what the Bible says also. You can't don't go into debt, you don't be indebted with others. Don't, be relying on others in that way. So this is gonna be really exciting to see. And then, having it just all on our land, on our own ground, and just rotate the animals. And we're not gonna grow right now with our animals. We decided, just keep it simple, help God and help spread His word through the animals that we are keeping. We will still have baby animals every year to sell, so we can still do our Goats for God outreach. Actually, with the goats that I did sell, or that we did sell a couple weekends ago, the money from that, some of that money, we are actually going to be sending goats out to 5 different families in other countries overseas. So there's an outreach, a missionary that you can buy, animals. We're doing milk goats. I thought that was fitting because we sold the goats. And since that was kind of my outreach here in America, I am going to use that money, and we're going to be able to supply 5 families in need of a milk goat for their family, and they are able to milk that goat for nutrition and for milk for their family. And then also the babies from that goat, they will sell for income for their family as well in their villages. So I'm really excited about that, and the kids are really excited about that too. So that's amazing that we get to do that. And then also I'm going to be making some different little local outreaches. So that was our global overseas missions that we're gonna be helping out, and then we'll do some local missions as well around here with that money as well. So we're really excited about that. So I love to be able to spread God's word using the things that He blesses us with and helping others. So that's really exciting. So anyway, so back to the pasture. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be moving the animals over there, let this pasture and the back one grow. We're going to re-fence it, so then when they come home this fall, we will have them separated, so then we can rotate them, so then nothing gets overgrazed to where it doesn't grow back. Hey, Nibbies. So that's what we're going to do, or that's what we are doing. And the reason that we're trying to do it this weekend is because here on Monday night, which is tomorrow, into Tuesday, we're supposed to finally get some really good rain. So of course we want the seed in the ground before it rains. And then that'll just help it, to grow a whole bunch. And we are praying that we get a lot of rain this year, because we haven't been getting a lot of rain lately the past couple years, which was a reason our well went dry. So we had the animals on a well, on our well, and then it had gone dry. So now we've been having to use county water to water the animals and to water everything, which has made the bill go up, of course. So we're hoping, praying, please let the rain come so we can go back to using our well for the animals and the outside things as well. But yeah, so it's been exciting, and it's been changes, different paths, but it's okay, because God has everything under control. Always put Him first and trust in Him in everything that you do. Put Him first in all your parts of your life, and then He will just bless that. Then bless all those pieces, in your marriage, your life, your family, your finances, even your adventures and your fun stuff. Put Him first always, and He will bless that more than you would ever be able to believe. So, and then another funny thing is about the tractor situation, because, I never really drove tractors before. Really, last year, my husband finally taught me, and I was a little reluctant. Nibbles just likes to listen to us. I was reluctant of learning, because they kind of seem scary to me. So, But he taught me, because there was a lot of times he wasn't here. Of course, if you see my videos from last winter when we had all that snow and cold weather, he wasn't here a lot. He was busy in his other job, and he had to be gone for a couple weeks. And so I had to plow a lot of snow with it, and then of course give the cows hay. And it's hard to have to call a neighbor. You don't want to always have to do that. So it's good to be able to know how to do stuff as much as you can by yourself. Of course, once in a while you do have to need help and you call somebody, which is okay, but it's good to be able to know, how to do stuff. So I learned, and now I can give the cows and goats hay by myself. I'm really comfortable doing it. And he taught me how to drive that little blue tractor that I told you that we were moving equipment with yesterday. That one I don't like as well, because to me it's a little scarier, because it's older, like I said, smaller, and it's, it doesn't work exactly the same way as the red one. So personally, I don't like it as well, but it's okay. I haven't driven it a lot. I did use it to move the snow in the winter, which it was okay then. It didn't scare me then, but it was just a little bit, it was being a little bit complicated yesterday. So, but for the red tractor, so this is another wonderful thing, what God does in your life, is that a couple weeks ago, the cows were going to need hay. And so my husband's like, okay, we'll give it to them this afternoon when I get home. I was like, okay, this should be fine. Well, did my Bible study in the morning, everything, got ready to go outside, take care of the animals, and my Bible study was about verses about, how God, you pray about it, God will be in you, He will work through you, and He will make you be able to do the things that you need to do. Make you strong enough, make you brave enough, right? To be able to make you capable enough to do the stuff that needs to be done. So I look out the window, I put down my Bible, I look out the window, and what do you know I see is one of the cows was in the yard. So she decided that they needed hay immediately. And so she got out, she jumped the fence, she jumped the gate, pushed the gate, jumped the fence, and was in the front yard eating the grass, which is not bad, but the problem is we moved our beehives up to the front, by the barn, and so we don't, we can't have the cows knock those over. That'd be terrible. So so she was out. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I guess I'm gonna have to give the cows hay right now. So of course, though, like I said, God, He let me do, He had me do that. He was with me. He was the one that did it. He used me, and we were able to give the cows hay. I was comfortable. I got on the tractor. I didn't even have to call my husband. I didn't even call him until after it was done. And so I was so happy and so thankful to God and so blessed that He did do that for me, and that I was able to do it. Because I got on the tractor, I started it, I drove it around there, I took away the electric fence, got to the hay, loaded it, drove it through to where the cows were, and just undid it, put the hay ring around it, drove it back to the house, parked it, and then I called my husband and told him what happened. So he was happy. Yep, he was proud of me and thankful that I was able to do that. And so I thank God for that too, because that was, to me, that was like, I was just studying about that, and then here was an example in my life exactly how it happened. And so that's pretty amazing. I really like those type of moments where God proves Himself to be true, which He is, and His word is true always. And I just like, it's just, makes you feel really cool when He's talking to you in those instances in your life. So that was pretty exciting, and I was able to do that. But yeah, so I think that's about all the updates. Well, our onions are popping up. The greenhouse is popping up really good. I will do another video and show you guys updates of the plants. And we are going to be planting our broccoli and cabbage into the ground pretty soon, because they are definitely big enough and the weather is good for them. I don't know about our peas and potatoes yet. I don't think they've popped up yet, but we can go see. But now after today and tomorrow being in the 80s, it's going to cool down again, which will be nice. After that rain and the thunderstorms, it's going to cool down again. So, which will be nice, not too bad, because all of our trees are in bloom right now. All of our fruit trees, the bees are just busy working pulling in pollen and nectar. I mean, there was another video or a short on my channel, and all of the different colors of pollen, which I never, ever, ever knew until we had honeybees. There was red, and there was yellow, there was orange, there was green. I mean, and you can see it on their little legs. It's just so amazing. So it's a really cool thing to see. So if you want to see that too, you can go check one of my other videos out, and you'll be able to see the different colors of the pollen and nectar that the honeybees were finding. So it was pretty, it's really amazing, you know, to see and watch how all those wonderful things that God created, how they just work in unity and work together to get their job done that they need to work and that they need to get done. And they know, right? I mean, they're really good. They're really great workers. So Nibbles is just enjoying me petting his neck right now, as you can see. Hey, Nibbles. He's so sweet. So we're really blessed that we did get to keep some of our animals, and our kids love the animals, so I didn't want to have to get rid of all of them, of course. So, you know, we didn't have to. So, you know, we got to keep all of our favorites, and so that made us happy. And, you know, to know that, you know, we're not trying to build stuff here on earth. We're trying to have an eternal view. God's perspective is what you need to look at things for. You know, you don't want to build earthly treasures on the earth, only heavenly treasures, right? So I just really try every day to ask God to make me more like Him, to be able to share His word with others, as many as I can, which is one reason that I really am hoping that our YouTube channel does well, is to be able to share my testimony with as many people as I can who watch my videos and shorts, and for them to see how God is so wonderful and how He works in my life and how He can work in everybody's life who accepts Him and who accepts His free gift of salvation and who just wants to work and be His hands and feet here on earth until He comes back. So that is just amazing, and I just really pray to Him that He uses this to do so. So we just really appreciate everybody who watches our channel and who subscribes to our channel and watches our videos. That really helps us. The longer you guys watch the videos, the time, that really impacts it. And so, which I never knew. You know, I'm learning as we are doing this. I didn't know anything about YouTube videos and things like that when we started, but we're learning a lot. My husband helps me tons. My husband helps me so much on the farm. You know, he does a lot of the tractor work and the outside work while I'm doing, you know, I help him a lot, but, you know, I'm more the animal person, and of course, you know, take care of the kids, you know, do their school. We homeschool, so, you know, I do the homeschooling, do the house, you know, your normal wife stuff, but and then I'm more the animal person. So he's more the plant person and the tractor person and the hay person and things like that, which I like it like that. So I'm blessed to have him, that he is a great help and that he teaches me. So just in case I do need to do those things, like when he's not there or if he needs help, I am able to help him, which I am more than happy to help him, and he helps me. So thanks for watching our videos, and subscribe to our channel if you like them, and check back to see all the other exciting updates that happen on our farm. And just remember to put God first in all that you do. And we came up with a new saying that I keep forgetting to say, but we love to live out God's blessings the old-fashioned way here at our farm in Iowa. Thanks, bye!